Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. Friday night in MLB. I've got 6 of my favorite plays, including some big boppers I think are in some good spots for some home runs. Some of my favorite buy lows in DFS, a cheap starting pitcher in a great spot, and a beast of the night in a smash spot. Who are we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back once again in the Fantasy Bar. 6 guys fresh off the tap for you. Big slate of games here on Friday night. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the video. Before we get into the plays, you guys know the drill. Click that thumbs up button. That's the tip jar here in the Fantasy Bar. This video comes to you free of charge. That's all we ask in return. Click that to support the show, to support the Fantasy Bar. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for tons of great sports betting information, picks, analytics, everything you need right at your fingertips. That link right in the description of the video. All right, before we get into the plays, let's talk weather. We got a couple spots we got to keep an eye on here. Pittsburgh, Detroit, Cleveland all look like some rain potentially. I don't think we get any rainouts, but maybe some delays. If we have to make any adjustments, as always, we will do so in the comment section of the video. We also have Coors Field on the docket. That also looks like a potential weather spot. And you guys know the drill by now. We're not going to bog things down with Coors Field. We always try to find some options away from Coors Field, even though it looks like a very good spot tonight. So don't get that confused. You can always target Coors. We want to find some options for you away from Coors Field. All right, let's do just that. Let's start on the infield here. Shortstop Willie Adames of the Brewers. It's a little home cooking for me here. Don't mix in a lot of Brewers on the 6-pack, but I like the spot here for Adames, and I like the recent production here. 11 or more DraftKings points in 5 of the last 9 games. Very good power numbers against righties as well. 266, the ISO form here. Matches up well with Contreras. It's mainly fastball sliders, 285 and 221 the ISOs against both of those pitches. We're talking almost 80% of what he's going to throw to righties, and he's had some issues with righties. 347 WOBA, 227 ISO, and a solid 35 and 43% power mix. Adames in a good spot and swinging a good bat right now for these Milwaukee Brewers. All right, let's stay on the infield at first base with Pete Alonso of the Mets. It's been kind of quiet here, so I think we get very low ownership on Alonso. You got the recent performance. You got Coors Field we talked about. You got Corbin Burns, maybe a priority for a lot of people out there. So some of these more expensive power bats likely go under-owned on this slate. I think that's a mistake here with Pete Alonso. Look at the numbers against righties. We're talking an ISO at almost 300, a WOBA at almost 400, and Otto giving up a lot of hard contact to righties, 46% on the season, along with a 376 weighted OBA. So if there's a spot Pete Alonso can wake that bat up, I think it's tonight against Mr. Otto. All right, let's go to the outfield. Guy thinks a great buy low right now. That's Jesse Winker of the Mariners. So these prices just simply too low, and I get it. It's been a very, very slow start for Winker here, but starting to wake up. 6 multi-hit games for him over the last 10. You look at the numbers against righties. They're certainly nowhere near what we are used to, but there is a long track record of success here for this guy. The career numbers, 389 weighted OBA against righties. A lot of power as well. That ISO sitting at 219 over the course of his career. And Caprillion, one of the best matchups we have right now for left-handed hitters. 381 WOBA allowed. A lot of power as well. 265 ISO and a hard contact rate approaching 40% here. Winker starting to get it going here. Get in early, buy low. Jesse Winker, solid value play here tonight against the Oakland A's. All right, I promised you a cheap starting pitcher here. This one not going to be for everybody. We're rolling with Brad Keller of the Royals. Now, you guys know I love strikeouts. It's always what we want to target in DFS, but sometimes we got to look at the matchup here and think maybe we get more strikeouts than we normally see from this guy, and a solid performance here. So definitely more so a play as an SP2 on DraftKings at only 5,700. You can certainly go this route on FanDuel at 8,100, but DraftKings really where I want to target Brad Keller. So I wanted to make that very, very clear here. Now, let's look at the numbers. I talked about not a huge strikeout guy, but it has given us 4 more strikeouts in 4 straight starts. So giving us a decent floor there in the K department. The matchup here we know. The Detroit Tigers, very punchless. In fact, you look at the numbers against righties, dead last in ISO, sitting at just 101, 12 points worse than the 29th ranked team. WRC plus, dead last in all of baseball, 6 points behind the 29th place team. And WOBA, You guessed it, dead last there as well at just 262. They are 26 points back of the 28th place squad in that number. And the strikeouts have been there as well, 6 highest strikeout rates. And Keller does show a little bit of upside sometimes. 5 games this season, 18 or more DraftKings points, and recently put a 29 on the board. So this is not just a floor cash game play. This is a great matchup. Very cheap on DraftKings to help alleviate some salary. And again, even on FanDuel, I don't hate it. Brad Keller in a great spot tonight against the Detroit Tigers. All right, back to the bats here and back to the outfield. Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees. So obviously Aaron Judge going to steal highlights, seemingly hitting home runs every single night. Saw his home run prop this morning over on FanDuel sitting at about plus 170. So the sportsbook starting to get on to Aaron Judge here. But Giancarlo Stanton, he still gets some good odds. Numbers are not that far off of Aaron Judge and has gone deep in 5 of the last 7 games. So I think he's in another good spot here tonight. 292 ISO against righties this season with a 46% hard contact rate. Now, Savali has struggled with righties, so this is not to say Aaron Judge is not a good play. All of these Yankees righties are in a good spot. 388 WOBA to righties, 226 ISO, a power mix sitting at 37 and 37% fly ball hard contact rate, and a 19% strikeout rate. Pretty low here. That's what you worry about with Stanton is the strikeouts. Savali not a big strikeout pitcher. Stanton, these Yankees in a smash spot to bounce back after yesterday's kind of slow performance. Stanton, solid option for you here on Friday night. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's keep going with our Beast of the Night contest. Congrats to all of the recent winners. Very easy to play. Make sure you click that thumbs up button if you have not already. Get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points on DraftKings. For my highest scoring hitter, going to give you 5 bats. All we need are those fantasy points. Closest guess wins themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. While you're down there, I want to know who your Beast of the Night is. You're going back to Aaron Judge. Who is your favorite play on this Friday night slate? All right, let's wrap this baby up with my favorite play, you know, Mass, the Beast of the Night. All right, this time we're going to round out our outfield, and no, it is not going to be Aaron Judge. We're going back to one of my favorites in an amazing matchup here tonight. That is Byron Buxton of the Twins, tonight's Beast of the Night. So like Alonso, been a little bit quiet here. I know he's dealing with a little bit of an injury. I know that's a concern for some, not a concern for me with this matchup here. First, let's look at his numbers. Big time power against righties, 331 ISO. Righty on righty. WOBA sitting at 355. And again, we talk about the BABIP with him all the time, just 223 this season. So these numbers could be even better here. Now, Watkins, we couldn't design a better matchup. Righty on righty here. We're talking a WOBA north of 400. We're talking an ISO approaching 300 against righties this season. 52% fly ball rate, 37% hard contact rate. Byron Buxton in a great spot here tonight. Easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that wraps up for Friday night in the Fantasy Bar with 6 of my favorite plays for you in DFS tonight. Talking some baseball. If you guys have any comments, questions, feedback, please hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points on DraftKings for my highest scoring hitter, that closest guess gets a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. And head over to scoresandodds.com/beer when you're done with this video. Go and check it out. Tons of great information. Guys have been killing the premium picks as well. Go and check it out today. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Best of luck tonight. Have a great holiday weekend. Be safe out there with the fireworks, with the drinking. Enjoy it. Enjoy the time on the water wherever you're going to be. Enjoy that long weekend, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist